Hi, this is Carol from Sharity Global, and I really appreciate you joining us today. I'm really excited to have Ryan Nelson with us today. He is with one of my favorite software companies called Harness, and I have referred a lot of my clients to Harness. Really wish I had a tool like this when I was a CEO of a nonprofit. I think, especially if you have a smaller shop, this sort of tool can just really accelerate your fundraising, especially online. So, Ryan, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, and I'm really excited to kind of chat with you here.
Well, we're going to actually, really excited. Ryan is going to give us a test drive of Harness. So I'm going to let Ryan take the controls here, and we'll show you why I think this is absolutely an amazing piece of software. So Ryan, one of the things that I love about your product is that you have the ability to give one-time, monthly, and roundups. And a lot of giving platforms don't have the roundup piece.
Yeah, roundups have been becoming extremely popular around point of sale systems around the country. I'm sure everyone's kind of seen it in their local grocery store. But what it allows you to do is really just allow donors to give passively, but recurring. So it scales with them. If they shop a lot, they'll donate a lot. If they don't shop, they won't donate a lot. So it goes back to kind of the subscription-based model where you set it up and forget about it, and all of a sudden, you have it.
Right. And that's one of the things that Harness is really about. It's about converting one-time donors to recurring donors.
Exactly. And so one of the first things I was going to show you all is what we call the Smart Ask tool. And that basically does exactly what Carol just talked about, but in the background. So for example, if a donor wanted to come in and make like a quick, $10 one-time gift because they saw a Giving Tuesday appeal or whatever it might be, when they actually choose to click donate, you'll see the program prompts them to turn it into a smaller monthly amount. And the idea here, right, is to provide a longer lifetime value of that donor and to convert one time to monthly, no matter how busy a small shop can get, right? I know that the nonprofit life, there's always a fire to put out. So this is a way for you to run these kind of monthly donor campaigns in the background of the website.
That's amazing. And what kind of donor, I know you work and you consult with a lot of the nonprofits to help them start to convert that. How much success do your clients see with converting and starting to get monthly giving?
Well, I'll tell you on this one alone, across all of our clients, is a 10% conversion rate just on this Smart Ask tool. So, and that just puts no extra work on their plate. But we do also have those organizations who really get strategic with their cultivation efforts and run certain campaigns. And one of the easiest ones to basically transition one time to monthly is the roundups, because there's no money given up front. They sign up once and then it kind of rounds up everywhere they go. So a lot of like Habitat for Humanities and other organizations that have a strong volunteer following use roundups to transition them into actual donors. But it goes the same way, same effect with one time.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you get people, kind of programmed with Amazon Smile and things like that. This is an easy way to do that. They see the roundups in the grocery store or places like that, and this helps them continue to give to your organization and yet not have to just like go in and actually manually make a donation or see it hit their credit card every
Exactly. And I mean, like Amazon Smile is great. It's just limited to Amazon. So this essentially like takes the restrictions off of it. It's very similar. A lot of organizations, small ones I talk to, use Kroger Rewards. Same exact idea, right? But this is everywhere and everywhere your donors can.
And one of the things I love about your roundup, because I work with a lot of nonprofits that do major gifts, and when you get into the public phase of a campaign, any kind of campaign, having the ability to have roundup where they can set a limit and say, okay, I'm going to pledge $1,000 and I'm going to put it in the roundup, then it's less painful. And a lot of my faith institutions that I work with, they have started looking at roundups for when people make their annual pledge or tithe to the church. They have gotten into this sort of platform.
It's a great way to just meet your goal, right? When it goes public, there's just a short amount left to raise, right? It's a great way to kind of get them to crush your goal. I've heard that a lot as well. And then as far as like campaign pages go, you can set up kind of like separate pages for campaigns. They could be drop down menus, but it'll really kind of make it interactive, because as you go to reach your goal, right? 16% left here. You'll see all the other people giving on the side, kind of incentivizes you to give. And then, you can share it all over your Facebook and your Twitter as well to get other networks involved. But like you said, Carol, it's a great way to just, get that, meet your goal, whatever's remaining.
Well, and you just kind of jumped into it, but this is the other thing that I love, and I've actually been able. I am not build a software site. This is a beautiful software site and a landing page, and you have it in mobile too.
Yep. So this is what it will look like in mobile,
which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and what most people give on nowadays. So.
And I was actually just talking to one of my clients the other day about how many times a donor has to click through pages, and the more clicks they have to make, the less likely they are to give, or the smaller the gift. So having something like this that's really clean on mobile, which is how most people give, is wonderful. But the setting these campaigns up, because during the year you're going to change campaigns, unless you want to do is spend a lot of money paying somebody to build landing pages for campaigns for you.
No, you're right on. I mean, we simplified the process. I personally think it's like making a social media post. It's like the exact same thing you would do. You'd come here to hit add new, add a campaign. And then what you would do is just basically choose your picture that you're going to post, right? It could be a GIF or a photo, and then just title your campaign where, hey, this is what we're raising money for. If there's a goal, put it, and then write a brief description about where money might be going. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, you can do it time sensitive. You can categorize them. So a lot of organizations will have multiple campaigns within like a category. For example, like a Giving Tuesday could have separate kind of campaigns in it or something like that. And then also you'll have the ability to make sure that campaigns will only show up on certain aspects of the nonprofit site, whether it be the main page, subset pages, whatever. Campaigns will show up where you want them to when you tie them to a checkout.
Perfect. And then when you have these campaigns set up, the information, we didn't really talk about this before, but the information can be pushed through you integrate with a lot of different software programs so that this goes directly from online into accounting systems and different donor software, correct?
Yep. So we integrate with over 3,000 applications. I mean, you can see our most popular ones are up here, but yeah, most databases out there that have open APIs, most accounting softwares that have open APIs, like the QuickBooks Online, Constant Contact, MailChimp, most platforms out there that are up to date and have made their API open, we can set up an integration with as well. And we do have people on our staff that will help assist in the integration if we need to. Right.
And so let's, since it's the fall and, date stamp this, but Giving Tuesday, show us how, this is the other thing, again, I'm bragging about Harness, but you guys give a lot of templates to your clients to make life easy.
Well, we work with a lot of small mom and pop nonprofits that don't really have the resources of your national, St. Jude's, things like that. And so a lot of them realize the importance of monthly giving, but they just don't have either the time to put together a cool call to action or, the bandwidth to actually create a page like this. So one of our smaller partners always used to make the signature ask. If you could give up a cup of coffee, we would be able to do X, Y, Z at the organization. And so many of our partners had made that ask before. So we turned it into a digital giving option. And the tagline they've been using is give up to give back on Giving Tuesday. It also works really well for anniversary, give up to give back for our 25th anniversary, give up to give back in the new year, things like that, cause-based awareness months, give up to give back for breast cancer awareness month, things like that. It works really well because those traditional asks are usually one time. They see the appeal, they come and they give. And this is a way for you to help transition or capitalize on all the traffic in the spotlight and transition it to recurring organization.
Although I'd love to try to get a tank of gas for $40 right now.
Yeah, I always make a joke. We made this a while ago, and our tech guys, they must have been drinking boxed wine. It's $5 a glass of wine.
Yeah, a glass of wine for $5. Maybe if you bought the bottle at the grocery store. Exactly. Even a movie ticket for $10, I don't know. But I can guarantee you my haircuts don't cost $30, but that's still what a phenomenal thing that's already built.
Exactly. It's a perspective tool.
And
it's going to give up a cup of coffee.
Well, and it's really, I think it's graphically pretty. It's really nice. And again, I love the fact that when you go over, it says how often do you want to give weekly, and it's already trying to get people into being recurring donors.
Exactly. So they would have to consciously make the decision to choose one time as opposed to weekly. So there's just ways to kind of make it out of the box, make it easy on them. And then again, Carol, you mentioned mobile optimization is huge. All of these pages I'm showing you, I'll throw this one in the mobile view so you can see it. They'll all be mobile optimized. So if you are going to run this on a social media campaign, text to give, whatever, it'll still be an easy experience on the mobile phone.
That's wonderful. And the one thing, as someone again who helps people find major donors so that they can do a large campaign, anybody who's giving on a regular basis, monthly givers are always tagged as somebody that you want to take a look at, because anyone who, if you can move donors into that monthly giving, they're more likely to give a major gift down the road than someone who's just done a one-time gift, that even if that's a large one-time gift.
Well, yeah, and a lot of times, like the small nonprofits, they don't necessarily either have the tools to continuously communicate with these monthly donors, or B, they don't have the time to do it. And so one of the other things we offer is basically a way for them to automate some of that engagement, but not sacrifice any personalization. So when donors sign up to become monthly donors, you can have like a branded message go out that's just for them, or only they will see it. Hey, welcome to our branded monthly giving program. Look out for your free t-shirt in the mail, whatever. And then once a month, the workflow would be from, development staff, communication, whomever, changing the impact template to say, hey, thank you, look what we did. And if you notice here, right, the donation amounts in parentheses in the first name, it'll automatically personalize to everyone. Yeah. And so what you'll be able to do is maybe add like a visual or a photo, and you can template these all out. We have some funny stuff in here, but maybe we're an animal rescue, right? Everyone loves animals, and this is that month end message, right? Just show off what you're doing.
That's great. And, there's so much research these days that people will look at a text, but they won't open an email.
Exactly. 98% text message open rate. And I believe the number was 99% of text messages get opened in the first 15 minutes. And the nonprofit email industry average typically lays around 20% in the open rate, and direct mail falls under 10%. So, as things change, it is becoming the most efficient way to communicate with donors moving forward.
So you have I love the fact that you've got regular that triggers, and it's personalized and it goes out, but you also have the ability to do stewardship with your back end.
Yep. So these would be like those different templated responses that you want to send out. You can folder them up by category or product, whatever. And then you can also segment. So this is where we see a lot of our partners spend most of their time, is creating these super targeted lists. And then in order to message them, you're just hitting send message. So if you want to do a true cultivation effort with a large group of people, it makes it super easy. And then the best part about it all is it's true engagement. A lot of texting out there is one-way communication. Your donors will actually be able to respond to you back and forth to really build that meaningful relationship, as opposed to just pushing out info all the time.
And if you have a really small shop, it's all right here and it's all contained.
And you'll easily be able to target as well. You just come in here, basically choose whatever list you would automatically segmented. A blast message, roundups get segmented out automatically. But if you ever wanted to update one of those campaigns, right, they care about, in this instance, right, child cancer research, because that's what they chose to give to. You can target just those people with a quick message. And then what you would do is just use what we call merge tags. And it's just putting the parentheses in first name. So whether there be 5,000 people on this list or one, it's going to personalize to everyone's name. And it takes you about 2 minutes to send the message out. That's
amazing. And, most nonprofits would not have the skill set to be able to do this. I know we didn't. And we were actually fairly large. We were a $6 million organization, and no way we would have had, been able to go in and do this, because it would have, of course, back in that day, it would have been HTML writing and things like that. So can you show how you have Canva integrated? Because that's one of the neat things too.
So all these text messages, they're not just meant for reminders. They're meant for really to show off the visuals. So Canva's built right in here. Giphy as well. We'll open up Canva here in a second. Giphy's in there to make people smile and laugh. Photos and videos directly from your computer or YouTube. But then most of our partners will be using Canva. So I'm already logged into my Canva account, so it's pulled me right into the dashboard. But if you weren't logged in, you just log in, and all the existing stuff you've already made will pull right in here. And Carol, you're probably better at Canva than I am. So
I can use, yeah.
Make whatever you want here. And then what you're doing is getting in a channel that has 98% open rate. So instead of sending that invitation as a piece of direct mail, where 90% of the people won't even see it, you cut through the noise, you get the same invitation out. I think there's a sample one in here. Maybe the gal is coming, it's a birthday card, Christmas, something like that.
Yeah. And if you had, I we're really passionate at Sharity about impact. We do a lot of impact studies, a lot of impact measurement. We really push our clients to make sure that they have outcome measures. So being able to send out those impact statements too, which is also a piece that's built into Harness on the back end, where you can send out that video and say, this happened because of you. This graduation happened because of you, or wish you could have been there, or yeah, you've got the we did it.
Yeah, I'll show you a live one. Let me see if this part. There's one of our partners uses these really well. They live and breathe on giving forms, but like you said, Carol, a traditional, or the way when we first made them, was to send out at the end of the month. That's essentially like the newsletter. So they live and breathe here on the page, but these are what you were talking about, Carol, where it's that video. So this is the founder of this organization. They ran a campaign and they crushed their goal. And he's just saying, thank you. Never expected to get that much support. He walks around the convention center, since they're a homeless-based organization, basically showing all the work they're doing with the money to really kind of get it out there. And then all your donors can share this on social media after they get it as well. So it just allows
it boosts your social. It does, allows them to interface with you, allows them to take an action, and they're getting thanked.
Exactly.
That's very personal.
Exactly. So you have the right idea there. You can make them all in the back end, copy paste links in, and then you just attach them here, and it'll send out as a text.
So let's talk just a little bit, because this is, you make it look so easy, and it really is. I will have to attest, I have actually gone in and set up a campaign for a client, a capital campaign for a client on a back end. It's really, really, really simple. Integrates with your social media, integrates with, your donors. And it's just a great thing. It's also a great price.
Yeah. So we don't lock anyone into contracts. We have a subscription service, and we have like a 99 plan and a 199 plan. And like the main difference between the two is the usage of the features. So we work with those small grassroots organizations that are just getting started. And then we also work with the organizations that come to us with established giving programs, and they just want to improve the experience. It's nothing to lock into a contract. A lot of, we like to earn business every month. That's our motto here. A lot of people sign those 5-year contracts, but then that company has no incentive to innovate again, to keep you around. We don't lock anyone into anything.
And you even give your clients templates on how to get a sponsorship for the platform.
Yeah, so I don't know if I showed you one that had a sponsorship. So let me go to like our demo account here on our widget. It allows you to actually reach out to local businesses in the area, or national businesses if you have the relationships, and just get it sponsored. So at the bottom of this demo account, you can see it's sponsored by American Airlines. So this just shoots off to their website, and it's kind of a win-win scenario for both sides. Typically, if you're targeting a local, restaurant, whatever it might be, they get to look like the great community partner that helps nonprofits. They write it off as a gift. They get to help grow your mission. And for you all, right, you get a program that's going to really help and grow and scale your mission, but not eat into your budget. And so it's super easy to do. We hook you up with email templates on how to reach out to these people, to ask them. And then also, I always connect nonprofits with nonprofits that have done this and gotten the sponsorship done, to have them chat directly in what language they used, because they're on the front lines, right? They do it best. So if anyone has any best practices, I always connect the two.
Yeah, and I know from experience, you give a template, like you said, emails to reach out. You give the template language, everything. It's really simple.
All the way down to the Stripe discount template. We give everything. We just got to come in here and set things up.
And I know I'm sitting here, I sound like I'm trying to sell the platform, but as somebody that I'm out there on the front lines with a lot of these nonprofits, large and small, that really, this sort of capability in their hands would allow them to expand their giving, steward those donors, really have an impact, set themselves apart really from just those that are just sitting out there, sending out the obligatory Giving Tuesday email or post on their social media, and then wondering why they didn't get any response from it.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are still stuck in the transactional mindset, where everything's a transaction. And people, right, the donor should be treated like your friends and your family members. So I always ask people, if you're going to ask your best friend out to dinner, are you going to send them a piece of direct mail? Are you going to email them? Are you going to send them a text like, hey, what time are you free tonight? And so that's what we want our partners to do, is treat donors like friends and family members, but also give them the tools that they need at the right cost.
That's wonderful. Anything else you feel like you want to say about the platform, or how it could be used. I mean, I use it literally. I love it when I've got a client that's got a phenomenal social media presence, but they're not converting donors. And I love it for campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is just if to anyone watching this, everything I showed you is fully customizable. So if you didn't like the way things looked, I mean, you could change it. Absolutely everything verbatim that I showed you is customizable. We call them checkouts. So what I took everyone through is the website default checkout. So if you want to set up different giving forms with different giving options, different contact information, all that stuff is fully customizable, and it's white labeled to every organization we work with, all the way down to the donor's bank statement. So they'll never see Harness unless you want them to, I guess, unless you tell them. That's
amazing.
Exactly.
And, you said $99 a month, and it really is a simple ask at that website, that logo on the website. People see it and they're like, oh, that's really cool. I'll be happy to write that check. And then your entire software fee and a lot of the processing fees are paid.
Well, a lot of times what our organizations will do is they'll charge 3x the subscription costs for the sponsorship, right? So everything they bring in is just money on top. They've already gotten the revenue or their ROI back.
Right. And then they can say 100% of what you give, all the fees have been donated, so 100% of what you give goes directly to the programs.
Exactly. Right on.
Wonderful. Well, Ryan, thank you for walking us through the software. If anyone wants to reach out to you to learn more, we're going to have give us your email address. We'll scroll it across the bottom.
Cool.
If you want to, if you want to just go ahead and tell me what it is now.
It's my email address is ryan.nelson@harnessgiving.com. So yeah,
they can check out harnessgiving.com and learn more about the software. Certainly they can reach out to me at Sharity. Certainly if they call Ryan, tell them Sharity sent you.
Yeah, for sure.
Be thrilled to have them know that we're sending more clients their way. But it's a great tool, and I really appreciate you spending time today kind of walking it through it and letting people see what's out there that really is affordable and within their grasp.
No, exactly. And I appreciate you giving me some time to chat with you. But yeah, if anyone comes to me, I'll let you know for sure. And then vice versa. I'm always happy to send them back to you when they need help.
All right. Thank you so much. And we'll be back with another video next month. But thank you so much for being with us. And I hope that you have a plan in place to expand your giving going into 2022.
For sure.